Ala, you're one of the speakers in today's conference. You spoke yesterday and you're here today as well. How is the conference? Are you enjoying it?
Great setup. I'm enjoying it. Exciting. I mean, it's amazing. The audience are coming from different backgrounds, and I liked it. Yes.
Amazing. Your specialty is in OT, particularly in different areas of OT. But can you shed light on what OT actually is?
Yeah. I mean, OT systems are the backbone of our economy. They are embedded in our society, and it keeps our society functioning as a modern one by keeping the water, the electricity streaming into our homes. I mean, think of agriculture systems, think of fuel and oil and gas. We cannot live without those OT systems, which are really the computers and the software code behind controlling this water supply and electricity to our residents and homes and companies. So, and the people behind them, they are very important. Also, they are part of the OT ecosystem. So OT, we cannot live without it, and we cannot live without securing it. Yeah.
A lot of talk has gone through around how OT security particularly is different than other types of digital security. How would you summarize that?
So OT have its own language. OT systems usually are proprietary systems with specific protocols coming from those vendors who supply them and deploy them and implement them and commission them in those facilities in oil and gas and in water and in power. And these systems actually are not applicable for the same controls of IT cybersecurity. It needs a cross domain of knowledge to understand what does it need to secure them. And actually, this is one of the reasons of the skills gap that we have in OT cybersecurity. Because if you want to secure these systems, you need to have the background of automation engineering, process engineering, chemical engineering. Actually, the production process itself and the knowledge of it is very important. It's not only about the tools and techniques we use for scanning and for monitoring in IT, it's different. And actually, the priorities of OT is always safety and availability. So without that in mind, you cannot go and apply the same IT tools, which is really focusing on confidentiality in the first place. So this is the main difference between IT and OT. There is a language barrier, and actually I faced that in my early days in cybersecurity. I could not understand the language of those InfoSec professionals. It was like Chinese, you know? So this is what happens with OT people. They are operators, automation engineers, who does not understand the bits and bytes of the cybersecurity folks. So the barrier in language, the skills gap, and the evolution that happened where IT systems invaded OT. We found these IT endpoints now, commercial out of the box, servers, firewalls, switches, routers, everywhere in the OT network. And this is where the boundary is now vanishing between IT and OT. And this is where we are seeing a converged environment between IT and OT.
You spoke about a skill gap as being a challenge.
Yes.
How do you think we can tackle it?
There are so many ways we can tackle the skills gap. First, by education system. We have, Saudi Arabia and the government, they have taken so many steps to embed the cybersecurity culture in the education system, and this is great. And they have taken another step, which is really advanced in regulating the cybersecurity, both in IT and OT. And that gives the reason for the executives to move toward complying or compliance. But that left us with the pressure of the manpower. We don't have the man and woman power. So now, first of all, education. The second thing, security automation. Because automation is our old friend in OT, in industrial control systems. Automation is like, it's the oldies and goodies, you know? So we can use the same automation in cybersecurity. That means we don't need hundreds of people to cover this big infrastructure of IT and OT. And actually with automation, we can achieve more with less. So security automation is one of the key differentiators if we want to tackle the skills gap.
Cybersecurity is all about being ahead of the curve. What do you predict will happen in the next 12 months?
12 months. Everyone, in the near future, everyone will speak about cybersecurity in their executive meetings. Industrial owner operators, they will have it in their agenda, and they will put serious programs to tackle IT, OT converged risk and gaps. Also, I'm seeing an advancement and movement into machine learning and artificial intelligence in the OT cybersecurity world. And there is another movement about visibility. Everyone now starts talking about visibility. 5-6 years back when I started, and I was talking to people in OT about if you want to protect your OT systems, you need to discover them first of all. You need to know what you have. You cannot protect what you cannot see. And visibility it was really a nice to have, not a must have. Now with the government pressure and the compliance and the international bodies of regulators, exactly. So this is what I'm seeing: advancement in technology, like AI, machine learning, advancement in prioritization of risk, and the executive seriousness of tackling this point and fixing it.
That was very informative. Thank you, Ala. Would you like to be here next year in the ISC conference?
Of course, I will be. Yes, it's exciting and I enjoy it. And of course, I will see you again and looking forward for.
What an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.